Warning: these videos contain the ramblings of a so-called home lab enthusiast. Please proceed with caution. If you choose to stay and watch, some of the side effects may include but are not limited to, what did he just say? To this guy has no clue what he is talking about. You have been warned.
So we're going to set up our network now. Today our transceiver come in that does 2.5, 5, and 10 gigabit, and the Form board that we put in this unit has a 2.5 gig network, so I really wanted to take advantage of it, and I don't have a full 2.5 gig switch yet. Hopefully maybe one day I'll be able to test one of those out at Unify. I really appreciate it. So with that being said, we did successfully get it at 2.5, as you can see here, so that was pretty awesome. And really weirdly though, Unify is still saying it's linked at 10 gigabit, and this just could be a bug, even though it is all set to auto negotiate. I'm assuming what TrueNAS says is correct. It is up at 2.5, and maybe that won't affect the network speed, so we'll have to do a little bit of testing once we start getting everything migrated over and really see if we're getting close to 200. The 200 range mark, which would be the 2.5 gigabits. So with that being said, after watching several videos, there was a couple things. I'm still unsure about the bridge, but there was one video that says you needed it for VMs to be able to pass traffic across. Man, getting tongue-tied. Nobody ever told you how hard it was to record a video for YouTube, but you know what, we're going to go with the errors and we're going to go on, because this is like the 8th time we tried to do this. So we're going to follow everything that we watched. We're going to see if it makes a difference. We'll take the bridge out eventually. If we don't need the bridge, we won't use it, but there was a video that swears that you need a bridge, so that's where we're going to go. So we're going to add a bridge. We're going to call it BR1. We're not going to give it a description. Surely we know that this is a bridge network. Bridge members, we're going to add our EMP 5S0 network. We're not going to mess with the MTUs, and we're not going to change anything else other than we're going to add an IP address. And the reason why is because we currently have this IP address set as static in the Unify, and we have to give the bridge the same IP address because then it would flip out on us. So 192.168.2.186, and I know my face is probably over this, so please forgive me. Believe me, I typed that in. So we're going to give this a /24, because this is our default network and that's what it matches. We hit save. We're going to test network, and I'm not sure why it's showing that it's not up. It's really weird, but we're going to hit save changes. It says it has been made permanent. Can we still get to the NAS? Yes, we can. So looks good. Let's go in and configure this. Usually shows that you can add the bridge, but yeah, I'm a little confused here. There we go. Now it shows the bridge is up. So that's good. Good deal. So our bridge is working successfully. Now we're using a bridge network. Still, like I said, I'm unsure about it, but said you needed it. So we'll go with what they say. So networks, the one thing I don't get about TrueNAS is versus Proxmox is you can make the bridge VLAN aware, and then when you create a new network interface for your VM, you can actually tag that VM in whatever VLAN that you need it in. So if I needed it in VLAN 4, I would do tag VLAN 4 and it would work across that bridge. But here, the only way I found to create a VLAN is to actually make another VLAN on the switch. I guess not the virtual switch, not a virtual switch, not Hyper-V, but you have to make a VLAN. So let's make a VLAN. So one of the first things we need to do is I only want particular VLANs to go across this port. I don't want to allow all, so I did custom and added my IoT and the streaming network. We may use this and we may not. So let's go ahead and just take VLAN 10 off. We're going to apply the changes. So those changes have been applied. So we're just going to focus on our main VLAN, which is our IoT, which is where Home Assistant will sit. So let's add a VLAN. We're going to call it VLAN 04. And the reason why I'm doing 04 is because I know I read somewhere, and I could be wrong, that you can't use VLAN 4 as a name because that's one of the default VLANs that it's using. And like I said, it could be wrong. So we are going to give a description here. We'll call it IoT. Its parent interface is the other one, and I'm not sure why it's not the bridge, but it's always shown up every time I've looked at this, is it being the interface. VLAN tag of 4. We're not going to change the priority code or the MTU, and we're going to hit save. Again, not sure why this is showing down again. Really weird. Test changes. I could be making a big mistake. Nothing's down. May come right back up. There was no spinning wheel of death like I've had in the past when I've been playing with this. So hit save changes, save. Hopefully we'll come back to networks and see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Really weird. We're going to go with it. This could be the whole 10 gig negotiation thing we were just talking about. Why is it showing down? But nonetheless, I can still access it. So is it right? I would assume so. We may give this thing a reboot just to see what happens if it comes back up. If it doesn't, looks like I will be pulling it out of the network closet and plugging it into a monitor and reconfiguring the interfaces again. So hopefully this is all working correctly. Let's go back to the network again one more time. No idea what's going on, guys. Let's hope this is right. We're going to give this thing a reboot, so let's see what happens. Alright, we're going to pause the video while this reboots. So we just rebooted the NAS, went to the network interface. It's a place it come. I guess it remembers the last place we still interesting though. I know, you know what we forgot to do? Edit DHCP, save. Let's see what it gets. Test changes, confirm, test. Does she get an IP address? And it did. And you remember seeing now our interfaces are up. So let's test the changes again. Test, and we know it's working. Save. So what we'll do is we will probably add an IP address, but this is just for testing. We'll probably assign it like a .2 or something like that later on. But for testing purposes, in all actuality, it worked. So we successfully created a VLAN and a bridge. And again, like I said, I'm still not sure if the bridge is actually even necessary. I've got to do some more research on that. If any of you guys know why we did a bridge, because like I said, the video said we had to, please let me know in the comments. I could be wrong, could be right. Like I said, I don't know. So we're going to stop this video right here, and the next one we will work on migrating Home Assistant. This is going to be a lengthy series. This is actually going to be, is it worth moving your custom built building? We'll just stop there. How's that sound?